Pilot 2-1 Aeronautical Decision-Making. Let's explore the realm of aeronautical decision-making, ADM. Admiral involves making decisions in the unique environment of aviation, providing pilots with a systematic approach to determine the best course of action based on the latest information. Essentially, it's about what a pilot intends to do given the current circumstances. Understanding and refining effective admiral skills is crucial. Despite advancements in pilot training, aircraft systems, and services, accidents still occur. The human factor, contributing to errors, remains a constant. In fact, around 80% of aviation accidents are related to human factors, with a significant portion occurring during takeoff and landing. Admiral offers a systematic approach to risk assessment and stress management. To grasp Admiral is to understand how personal attitudes influence decision-making and how those attitudes can be adjusted to enhance safety in the cockpit. It's essential to comprehend the factors influencing human decision-making and how the decision-making process works and can be improved. Now, let's focus on improving your Admiral skills to mitigate the risk factors associated with flight. Advisory Circular, AC 6022, titled Aeronautical Decision-Making, offers background references, definitions, and pertinent information about Admiral training in the general aviation environment. Now, a bit of history. For over 25 years, good pilot judgment, or Admiral, has been recognized as critical to safe aircraft operation and accident avoidance. The airline industry, aiming to reduce accidents caused by human factors, pioneered training programs to enhance Admiral. Crew Resource Management, CRM, training for flight crews emphasizes the effective use of all available resources to facilitate crew cooperation and decision-making. The goal is good Admiral, and CRM is a way to achieve it. ADM is an integral part of pilot training curricula, thanks to Federal Aviation Administration regulations. The Federal Aviation Administration has developed training materials directed at improving pilots' decision-making, reducing decision-related accidents. Contrary to the belief that good judgment comes solely from experience, Admiral asserts that good judgment can be taught. It enhances the decision-making process to decrease the probability of human error and increase the likelihood of a safe flight. To make sound decisions, here are some steps. Identify personal attitudes hazardous to safe flight, learn behavior modification techniques, recognize and cope with stress, develop risk assessment skills, use all available resources, and evaluate the effectiveness of your Admiral skills. So, now that you understand the importance of ADM, let's focus on honing these skills to ensure safe and effective decision-making in the dynamic aviation environment. Now, let's delve into risk management, a crucial aspect of aeronautical decision-making, ADM. The primary goal of risk management is to proactively identify safety hazards and effectively mitigate associated risks. When pilots adhere to sound decision-making practices, they inherently reduce or eliminate the risks involved in a flight. Consider the analogy of automotive seatbelt use. Over time, wearing seatbelts has become the norm, and those who do not follow this practice are considered outside the norm. Individuals may learn the importance of seatbelt use through direct experience, such as being involved in a car accident, or through indirect experiences, like witnessing a loved one getting injured due to not wearing a seatbelt. Now, let's explore the formal risk management decision-making process, consisting of 6 steps. These steps provide a structured approach to assessing and addressing risks in flight, enhancing overall safety. As we navigate through the Admiral cycle, it's crucial to keep in mind the 4 fundamental principles of risk management. First, accept no unnecessary risk. While flying inherently involves risk, unnecessary risk without corresponding benefits should be avoided. For example, flying a new airplane for the first time in low visibility conditions may be deemed unnecessary risk. Second, make risk decisions at the appropriate level. As the pilot in command, you are responsible for making risk decisions. Avoid letting others, including air traffic control, ATC, or passengers, make risk decisions for you. Third, accept risk when benefits outweigh dangers. In aviation, accepting some degree of risk is inevitable. Evaluating the benefits against potential dangers is crucial. Flying in good weather, for instance, might outweigh the risks when trying out a new airplane. At fourth, integrate risk management into planning at all levels. Since risk is inherent in every flight, effective risk management should be incorporated not only in pre-flight planning but at all stages of the flight. Now, let's shift our focus to crew resource management, CRM, and single pilot resource management, SRM. While CRM primarily applies to crew environments, many concepts are relevant to single pilot operations. SRM is about managing all available resources, both on board and external, to ensure the success of a single pilot flight. It encompasses Admiral, risk management, task management, automation management, controlled flight into terrain awareness, and situational awareness. SRM training aids pilots in maintaining situational awareness, managing automation, and making accurate and timely decisions. In everyday life, poor decision-making might not always lead to tragedy, but in aviation, where the margin for error is thin, Admiral becomes crucial. SRM, although coordinated by a single person, mirrors CRM principles by utilizing available resources like autopilot and air traffic control to enhance decision-making. It's about gathering information, analyzing it, and making informed decisions to ensure a safe flight outcome. Now, let's explore two fundamental components of aeronautical decision-making, ADM, hazard and risk. A hazard is a real or perceived condition, event, or circumstance encountered by a pilot. When facing a hazard, the pilot assesses it based on various factors, assigning a value to the potential impact of the hazard. This is known as risk. Risk is the evaluation of a single or cumulative hazard facing a pilot, and it's important to note that different pilots may perceive hazards differently. Consider the scenario where a pilot discovers a small nick in the leading edge of the aircraft's prop during pre-flight. The nick is the hazard, and the risk is the potential for a propeller fracture if the engine is operated with damage. For a seasoned pilot, the risk may be deemed low. Based on experience, the pilot understands that this type of nick diffuses stress over a large area and is located in the strongest part of the propeller. The expectation is that it won't lead to significant problems. Consequently, the seasoned pilot proceeds with the flight. On the other hand, an inexperienced pilot might perceive the same nick as a high risk factor. Uncertain about the impact on propeller operation and aware of the potential for catastrophic failure due to prop damage, the inexperienced pilot decides to cancel the flight. These examples highlight the impact of human factors on decision-making. Human factors encompass various elements such as education, experience, health, and physiological aspects, and they significantly influence how individuals assess and respond to risks. Consider another example involving a Beechcraft King Air flying into moderate to severe icing conditions. Despite the risk associated with such conditions and the aircraft's capabilities, the pilot chose to fly into them. This decision was influenced by past experiences where the pilot had successfully flown into similar conditions with icing forecasted at a higher altitude. However, this time, the conditions were forecasted from the surface. Failing to account for this difference, the pilot assigned a low risk to the hazard, resulting in a tragic outcome for the pilot and passengers.